Talking about, how to not get defensive snakes. How do you prevent that from actually happening? And, some of these guys come to us quite defensive. Others, they come to us like they've been our best friend forever, you could say, and haven't got a worry in the world. Hi everyone, well, as you can see, we're heading outside at this particular point. Are we not, Jessie, going outside with you, mister, who is very much at his door? It's been one of those days. It's mildly warm, you could say. It's not cold at all out here. It's very pleasant, actually. It did rain earlier today. We had, no, not just rain, we had a little bit of a thunderstorm. A little catch up with the garden. I have got another video when I think I just started planting it. See, it rained. As you can see in my poor spinach. Jessie's just, I can't do anything. Jessie's wanting to go in that darn tree. Oh my goodness, I shouldn't have shown you that tree as I'm turning the camera around. But yes, the spinach copped a little bit of a beating, but they'll pick themselves up. What else have I got? Everything else is doing fine. But I'm going to put Jessie on the ground because he's kind of like, that gripper of a snake, and he on my neck. So I'm going to get him down. Down. I think I'll take him over to the play gym actually, and he can have a little bit of an explore. And talking about, how to not get defensive snakes. How do you prevent that from actually happening? And, some of these guys come to us quite defensive. Others, they come to us like they've been our best friend forever, you could say, and haven't got a worry in the world about us humans. And it is amazing, is it not, that you get this little one that can literally pop out of the egg, and they're quite willing to be your friend. But that isn't how all of them are. Some are the opposite end, and they want to not eat you, but they want to make you go away. And they make you go away by sometimes giving you a pretty good nip on the hand. Of course, as little ones, you can barely feel it. So I often say to people, if you're going to, and you should be going to, want to spend time with your snake, then it's a good idea to start socializing them very, very young. And I would much rather take a little nip from a little one of these guys, or any of them actually. I mean, can you even imagine being bitten by a baby, a pani, for example? You wouldn't even flinch. These guys, as little ones, you still wouldn't flinch. But when they get to this size, I think you do more than flinch. So the whole idea is to not have them at this size where you are feeling like they're going to bite you. And if you have spent the time with your snake from very little, when that bite virtually doesn't hurt anyway, you won't have a snake at this size who's going to want to bite you at all. So, it goes back to, I've done that video about socializing very young, which means the same thing as preventing having a nippy snake in your life. I'm just kind of reiterating the importance of it and why I feel it is important to socialize when they're very young. And it's not hard to do. If you really want to be able to handle your snake, go in, open up the door, and that snake is like, oh, okay, it's human, it's not food. And they learn really fast. And I know that there's probably some species of snake that you're going to say to me, well, that isn't how it works with a retic, or I'm trying to think of others really, but I know retics are very food orientated, but so are jungles. I mean, I open the door and I know the first thing Jessie is thinking is, food, because that sliding door, that they recognize the door is opening. And it's not that every time I open the door it's food, but I can tell whether Jessie's going to be looking for food or not. And if he sort of goes into that real tense, like, and goes back a little bit with his head, and because that door is sliding open, I slide it open very, very slowly, don't I, Jessie? Because it just tells you, hang on a minute, okay, I'm poised, I'm ready for food. I open it very slowly. I talk to him and I say, hey Jess, it's Mum. And all of a sudden you just watch the whole body change, relax. And it goes from, I'll have some food, to, well, okay, then I'm going to come out. And where do you want to go? There is no way you can climb over this camera, dude, because do you know how much you weigh? I know he's just trying to get up as high as he possibly could on my shoulders. And that's pretty much what he's doing. Yes, he's huffing and puffy though. That's Jessie. Always huffing and puffing. Everything's such an effort, isn't it? Well, you can't really hang on to me like that, You will fall. And you know what you're like, thinking about falling all the time. He's still grippy, but never defensive. Like, never defensive. Acts like, oh my goodness, I'm going to fall, and stiffens and grips and grabs and carries on like a 2-bob watch, but he's never been defensive. And, that is exactly how, you want your snakes to be. Especially when they're going to get big. Like, think about it. Do you want to be bitten by a big snake? And to me, I look at Jessie and go, he's not a big snake. Other people look at him and go, he is huge. He's absolutely massive. But he's not. Mum will sit down. If I sit down, does that mean you're going to come on to me? Or you're just going to go back up, or what are you going to do? Hey? You got a raindrop on your head. It's got his little circle there, which a lot of them have actually. Is that one little rosetti purple, yellowy. I know where you're going. You wanted to go over into the garden. No garden. Yeah, and you want to be able to do this. Like, reach over before they they grip, which is Jesse's signature. And he's fast, and I'm going. I'm coming. Gotcha. And everybody's on the ground. Yep. Sorry, guys, I had to put you on the ground because when Jesse, you don't realise just how fast. Go that way, dude. No. I don't want you going that way. Go over that way. And not around, though. I'm getting saturated on my knees. Because you're just deterring him to go in the absolute opposite direction than the garden. Like, what is it with the garden? It's, do you... it's a good thing to let your snakes do what they want to do, and I agree that your snakes are allowed to do what they want to do, and not interfere too much with them, and leave them go, let them do what they want. And oh boy, a lot of the time I do that with my snakes. But if you have to step in and you have to do something like move them around, deter them from going somewhere, you don't want them becoming narky at you. You just really do not want that. And that's why prevent having yourself a snake that is naughty. I call them naughty snakes, when they're defensive and just want to bite you. And there's no reason for it other than you just have not put in the time. And that's the truth. You have not put in the time. It's not the snake's fault at all. And I did say to someone, there are mean snakes. There just are some mean snakes. And I think about that and I say, well, why is that snake mean? What is going on? I imagine, a wild-caught animal to absolutely be that. They're wild-caught, and even second generation could still have elements of that in them. And of course, most captive bred, that kind of gets bred out of them. I hear about Amazon tree boas being nasty, bitey. That's kind of their personality trait. I don't think they're an overly handleable snake in the first place because of being so delicate, like our green pythons. They're delicate, and they tend to be a little bit nippy too. But maybe that's for a reason. We know they're fragile, that they're not really snakes that you should handle a lot at all. So maybe that's their defense mechanism. I am fragile. Be careful with me, hey? I do and have known some to be quite easygoing, but the majority are tagged with being a little bit more bitey. So, jungles are tagged with it too. Yeah, lots of nippy jungles out there, but as you can see with Jessie, it doesn't stay like that if you work with them and do with them. So anyway, before I get in that garden again, I'm going to say goodbye. You all take care. I'll talk to you all again soon. Ciao.